In any modern hospital, behind every single diagnosis and every treatment, there's this powerful digital pulse keeping everything and everyone in sync. Today, we're going to dive into that pulse, electronic health record software. It's like the invisible architecture at the very core of modern medicine. So let's break down how it all works.
All right, here's the game plan for this explainer. We've got 5 key parts. We'll kick things off with what an EHR even is, then get into why they're so critical. After that, we'll look at how they're built, what they actually do, and finally, what it really takes to make them work in the real world.
Okay, so let's start with the absolute basics. What in the world is an electronic health record system? And, why do people compare it to a digital nervous system?
Well, to get there, let's ask a slightly different question first. What is the real heartbeat of a modern hospital? It's not just the fancy equipment or the brilliant staff. It's the constant, nonstop flow of information. And managing that flow, that's where EHRs come into play. Now, this metaphor is what makes it all click. Just think about it for a second. Your nervous system connects every single part of your body, right? It allows for instant communication, coordinated action. Well, that is exactly what an EHR does for a hospital. It links all the different departments, doctors, and all that data in real time. So here's the most important thing to get. An EHR isn't just some digital filing cabinet. No way. It's a comprehensive, living record of a patient's entire health journey. It captures everything, creating one single, unified story of their care.
And that brings us to something that trips a lot of people up, the difference between an EMR and an EHR. Think of it this way. An electronic medical record, or EMR, is just your chart at one doctor's office. But an electronic health record, the EHR, that's the whole shebang. It's designed to be shared securely between your family doctor, the specialist, the lab, and the hospital, making sure everyone is looking at the same complete picture.
Okay, so now we know what an EHR is. The next big question is, why? Why have they become so absolutely essential? And the answer, really, is this massive, massive explosion in healthcare data.
Just try to wrap your head around this number for a second. 50 petabytes. That is a truly mind-boggling amount of information for just one large hospital to generate in a single year. We're talking everything from CT scans to simple lab results. Trying to manage this on paper? Yeah, that would be completely and utterly impossible.
But here's the thing. It's not just about managing a flood of data. It's about saving lives. And this chart just illustrates that point perfectly. When these systems are used correctly, digital documentation can slash medication errors by more than half. That is a staggering improvement in patient safety, and it's all made possible by having structured, easy-to-access data.
So, the takeaway here is crystal clear. We are way past the point where EHRs are just a nice-to-have technology. They've become the fundamental, non-negotiable infrastructure you need to run a modern, safe, and efficient healthcare operation. Period.
Okay, so this all leads us to the how. How do you even build one of these incredibly complex systems? Well, it is not simple. It's a highly specialized process with a huge amount of responsibility, and it follows a very specific, deliberate life cycle.
This whole thing is a carefully planned 7-stage journey. It has to start by listening, really listening to the people who will be using it day in and day out, the doctors and nurses. From there, you're designing the architecture, making sure different systems can actually talk to each other, and building in ironclad security. But really, every single step, especially that brutal testing phase, is all geared towards one thing and one thing only: patient safety.
So after all that work, what do you actually get? What's inside one of these modern systems that healthcare professionals rely on every single day?
Well, a modern EHR is really a whole suite of powerful tools. It handles everything from the doctor's clinical notes to zapping a prescription directly to your pharmacy. It automatically pulls in your latest lab results, helps manage the complex world of billing, and even gives you, the patient, access through a portal where you can see your own records or book appointments. All right, time for a little reality check. Putting a system this complex into a real-world hospital is a massive, massive undertaking. And you bet, it comes with some serious challenges. Organizations run into some very real roadblocks. You might have doctors who resist changing the way they've worked for decades. Moving all those old paper records into a new digital system, super risky. And trying to get a brand new system to talk to a hospital's 20-year-old infrastructure can be an absolute technical nightmare. You really have to plan carefully for all this stuff. So, how do you actually succeed? What's the secret sauce?
Well, it all comes down to strategy. It's about deeply understanding how a hospital actually works before a single line of code is written. It's about making sure systems can connect from day one, investing in people who get both the medicine and the tech, and never, ever stopping the training. Success isn't an accident. It's a very deliberate plan.
And that really brings us right to our core conclusion here. EHR software is so much more than just a tool. It is the absolute foundation of 21st century healthcare. It's what allows us to shift from decisions based on a gut feeling to care that's driven by hard data, connecting every piece of the industry.
Honestly, this platform is really just the launchpad for the future of medicine. It's what's going to enable everything from AI-powered diagnostics to remote patient monitoring. So as this digital nervous system gets even smarter and more connected, you just have to wonder, what incredible breakthroughs in healthcare is it going to unlock next?